What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Now, today's first story, as you can see by the title and thumbnail, is honestly one of the craziest EntitledParents stories I've ever seen. Wow. You're going to get coronavirus from the video game. For some background, me and my whole family, except my mother, were at a summer cottage 2 days ago. A total of 6 persons and my grandpa too, who came there usually to eat. So I was just playing FIFA 20 and doing a squad building challenge, let's call that SBC, with the Xbox One that we have got in the living room. So I needed a lot of Chinese players in the SBC because I was doing CSL League SBCs. I was buying the players and looking at the SBC function on Footbin to find the right players. Also, my siblings were swimming at the time when I was playing, so they are not in this story. So yeah, this is where it all begins. My entitled stepmom appears. Why are you buying Chinese players? Because I need them in an SBC? What's an SBC? A squad building challenge. But do you know the current situation in the world and that Chinese people have the virus? Yeah, but this is a game, so I can't get the virus from buying Chinese players. You're wrong. They're Chinese, so you'll get the virus and your dad is gonna be mad. My dad apparently came into the living room when he heard the word dad, and he asked me, "What are you up to here?" My entitled stepmom said, "He's buying the coronavirus in that game." No, I'm not. They're just Chinese football players I have to put in an SBC. Look, my son is not buying the coronavirus in FIFA 20. EM, do you want to go swim as well to calm down? Well, I don't want to go swim because why should I? Also, this is serious because your son is buying coronavirus in FIFA 20. At this point, I got the players to submit the SBC and, well, I got Inform Lorente, so fair profit, yeah, well done. I started to do another one after it, but my stepmom then grabbed the controller and threw it towards the sea. Luckily, very luckily, it hit my half-brother's head. Now, he got hurt, but the controller didn't get broken. What the heck have you done? You hurt our son and the controller is broken. My entitled stepmom then goes to cure my half-brother by blowing at his head. I'm gonna go grab the ice bag thing to help his head. Stay here, son. Okay, Dad. I feel like my entitled stepmom regrets this all a lot. I've never liked her. By the way, she is actually entitled. And I really hope my dad gets a divorce or something. I don't know. After that, my dad fixed the controller quite easily with some tools and we had some fun games. I also played with my half-brother too and it was fun. Now, I know what you're thinking. How did the controller hit my half-brother? Now, I'm not sure, but it really happened like that. Thanks God and thanks my half-brother. Ah yes, COVID-19 Online Edition, that famous game and that famous way of being able to transfer the coronavirus over the internet via the power of video games. Don't you not know about it? Come on, it's a well-known thing at this point. Seriously though, if the coronavirus can jump between computers and humans, we seriously are all doomed. Now look, I'm pretty sure this Karen is completely stupid, and obviously she is entitled, but maybe, think about this for a second, maybe she's actually got a massive brain. If you put it this way, think about this, right? So the Karen was so upset that you were inside, you know, and it's a beautiful day outside, you should be playing with your step-siblings in the sea, and she thought to herself, what's a way that I can make him go outside? I know, think of some very clever way to say that playing video games online and buying virtual Chinese footballers can get you the coronavirus. That might change his mind. Now, unfortunately, I'm not really sure that's true, as you've shown that she is just very stupid, but hey, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it could have been true, but yeah, probably not. Now moving on to our next story. Entitled mum tried to yell at me because she crashed her nice car into my old car. This is before quarantine. So I'm 15 and I have a driver's permit, and my friend, who is 18, has her driver's license. So she was in the passenger seat and we were basically driving to a Jack in the Box or Tim Hortons, whichever one was closer. We were stopped at a red light, and as it changed to green, I went to go, but this lady rams into my side door in the back. Now thankfully none of us were harmed. Anyway, we quickly got out the car, grabbed our wallets, phones and the important stuff, and we started to panic. I'm crying at this point, and this is when the entitled mum gets involved. What the frick did you just do to my perfect car? I couldn't speak at this point, so my friend stepped in. You ran a red light, you idiot. Were you driving? No, but I saw everything. Ah, it was you driving. She started looking at me. I managed to nod as she said, "You are too young to drive." She laughed slightly as she thought she was going to throw one minor and a new adult in jail and get money from it. Basically, she crossed her arms and waited for the police as we traded insurance cards. The police come and assess the situation and they question the entitled mum first. "Those two are drunk driving and almost killed me and my baby boy." Now, she had what seemed to be an 8-year-old who seemed fine as the police talked to him and people checked all of us for any damage. "My baby boy is scared and this just ruined his life." The police just nodded and went to us. I was still crying. This seems like I'm a baby, but I have autism, which makes me scared of confrontation and yelling and most definitely anything bad. Nah, dude, I'm not surprised at all. You've just been in a car accident. You've got to be a little bit shocked. And so basically the police questioned us as we explained the situation and showed them our driver's license and IDs. The police were extremely nice to me as I had a card explaining my autism and they just generally helped me calm down. Anyway, they then saw cameras for a store outside, which caught everything. So they checked the traffic cameras and the store cameras. The entitled mum smirked like a demon as she thought she would get away with this, but the police came back. Now, when they said they'd watched the footage, the colour drained out of her face. She kept changing her story to get out of the situation and said, "My boy needs to go to football practice. If he's late, he will be kicked off the team and it's gonna be your fault." While also yelling at the other officer and then 10 seconds later saying, "Oh, my mum is in the hospital and I need to see her before she dies. And then, my baby boy needs to go to the doctor for shots, etc." So basically, in the end, she was in a police cruiser and I was taken to Tim Hortons in an Uber with my friend and then back to my home. I did press charges as there were so many witnesses to corroborate my story. In court, she broke down, saying, "I need to feed my kids," while she had like Gucci and Louis Vuitton clothes. I was able to fix my car in the end, and I never ran into her again. Well, look, it's a good thing that you never ran into her again, but I also hope that she never rammed into you again as well. She was the one that caused the damage to your car, and maybe even your life. You know, that sounds like a shocking, traumatic experience. In that situation, it honestly doesn't matter if you have autism or not. You're gonna be shook up. I'm not surprised you were crying. It sounds like a terrible situation. Being in a car crash, that's serious. I mean, the way that she changed her story like 3 times after that, that's just ridiculous. What did she say? She said, first of all, he needs to get to school or football practice or some rubbish like that. Then, no, it's her mum that's in the hospital, so they have to leave. Then finally, my baby boy needs to go to the doctor for shots. Which one is it? Football or the shots, woman? Make your mind up. Now, before we move on to the final entitled parent story, I've firstly got to tell you about the kind sponsors of today's video, Dashlane. Dashlane is the easiest way to keep yourself safe and secure online. With quarantine, social distancing, and isolation still happening all over the world, we are using the internet more than ever right now. And Dashlane offers you an easy way to stay safe at all times online. Their VPN servers can encrypt your data at the push of a button, keeping you secure. And it also allows you to choose any country you would like to virtually be in, so you can access content from across the world which would otherwise be blocked on sites like Netflix. Dashlane also offers a safe, simple, and affordable way to store and fill your passwords and personal information. Ranging from credit cards to financial info, literally anything you need, they'll do it for you. Their autofill makes logging into any website incredibly safe and easy. Just click once to log in and Dashlane will do the rest, even creating a secure password that you will never have to remember if you like. To put it simply, Dashlane works on everything, everywhere. So download Dashlane on your first device for free today by going to www.dashlane.com/Redditor. Then if you want to upgrade to premium to use Dashlane across all your devices, you can use my promo code Redditor to get a discount off your first year. So guys, if you are interested in downloading Dashlane, I do encourage you to do so. It is completely free. I mean, I use it myself every single day and it's amazing. The link is in the description and in the pinned comments. Now guys, you know that I honestly don't promote anything that I don't personally love, and yeah, the more you support the sponsor, the more it supports me, so it's a win-win situation. Just go ahead and download it. Now let's get back into our final story today. Revenge is a dish best served cold. This happened in about 2004 when I finished my teaching certificate and started working in an elementary school. Even though the town is in coastal California, the school was very poor compared to others in the district. I was put in charge of the gifted and talented GATE classes for a small stipend, in addition to the reading remediation classes I taught. We had zero funding and I needed to fundraise to do activities. The majority of the kids were English language learners, and I was able to use testing scores as well as non-verbal testing to determine potential in non-English speaking kids. It was a great group, and I loved working with kids who were dismissed by their teachers for not understanding the class that they were. In fact, very smart and capable. The awesome principal gave us lots of ideas about fundraising possibilities, and we first went with selling ice cream floats on Friday. I put out the word to parents for donations and was all set. Friday comes, almost the end of school. I'm waiting for a donation of root beer and an entitled parent walks in empty-handed. She is a white upper middle class woman who has been very braggadocious all year about her great kids. Now it seems that their 5th grade teacher had been selling ice cream on Fridays to exclusively benefit his class and was mad that anyone honed in on his exclusive Friday space. The principal had given us permission to fundraise, but he was not having it. The entitled parent said, "Out of respect for Mr. Butthead, I will not be bringing you any supplies." I was stunned. I started crying, but she just stuck up her nose and turned around. I told my co-worker and she said she would set up and start. If I bolted to the store and back, we could start just a few minutes late. I bolted as bolty as I could bolt, through tears, and made it back in time for a swarm of slightly confused kids. I discussed it with the principal and she was furious at the parents and the butthead teacher. She told me he had run off the ship long enough, and from now on there would be a Friday sign up that she would approve personally. Now for the revenge part of the story. I was still in tears and felt broken down. I told my dad and he was furious too. He's a bit of a nice dad, but no one messes with his baby girl, except him. We talked about it and he hatched a generous plan to, at least, not let the butthead win for another week. I discussed it with my principal the next day and her eyes lit up. "We are starting a new program called Character Counts at the school. This will be perfect." So the next Friday, everyone in the school got a free ice cream because, as the slip of paper that was given with every pop said, Character Counts, a very generous community member, has donated ice cream to you in the spirit of generosity. Generosity is the first of our 4 character traits we will focus on this month. Be good to each other. I helped hand out to every student in the school and was super excited that they could save their little bit of money for another day. I ate a pop myself and glared at Mr. Butthead. I guess it's more of a petty revenge, but it was 2 entitled parents, a parent and a teacher. Best feeling ever, and screw you, Kathy. And there you go, that is the end of that one. A bit more of a revenge story there, if I'm honest, which I haven't really looked at in a long time. Guys, if you're missing the revenge content from my channel, I used to do a lot more pro-revenge, petty revenge, etc. Drop a like down below. I don't know, should I bring it back? 5,000 likes on this video and I will post a pro-revenge video next week. It's up to you guys. If you want to see it, let me know. As for this story on its own, I don't think it should be allowed that teacher, Mr. Butthead, as you call him so politely, should be allowed to, you know, profit off his own students. I don't think that's a good idea at all. The principal needs to get involved. Even if it is for the benefit of the students, that class, I'm not a fan of that at all. But that doesn't take away from your revenge here. Yeah, well done to you and your dad. You did a good job, that's for sure. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of Entitled Parents. As I said, drop a like, 5k likes for a revenge video. If not, just comment down below. Nah, no revenge, mate. I'm alright. Also, subscribe if you haven't done already. We're now, what are we at? 493,000 subscribers. It's a madness, but we're still 7,000 away from the big 500,000. If you could help me get there, that would be awesome. And finally, don't forget, go and check out Dashlane in the description.